What is going on, everybody? Thammagotcha here, and welcome into the Spring Cup where we hit veteran. Let's go using Trevenant, Lanturn, and Tentacruel, an absolute monster in this cup. So let's jump into these battles here. Thank you all so much for being very patient as I took a week off from GBL and trying to figure out this whole remote raid and what I wanted to do going into the future with it. So more on that in the future of the video. So Trevenant into Tentacruel. Pretty good matchup for us. We're gonna swap out on the acid spray here to clear the debuff, or else those poison jabs would absolutely start eating alive. So I come into my own Tentacruel, they acid spray us, and then I'm gonna go for a Scald here to do some meaningful damage, because if I just acid spray, they have a potential just to swap out here. So they end up doing that into a Ferrothorn, which is quite nice for me because now I get to draw out the Ferrothorn to free up the Lanturn in the back. Kind of an ABB style team where Trevenant on the front, Tentacruel can kind of draw out those steel grass types, and Lanturn can kind of sweep in the back. So we catch the Power Whip because our moves or our switch shock timers were off sync, but they're running Mirror Shot. The Mad Lad is running Mirror Shot. Nobody on this right mind would run Mirror Shot except for this person. We get the farm down at the expense of both shields, but we have two Seed-Bombs locked and loaded. Probably going to be getting that shield back, and we do, but they catch the Seed-Bomb on the Mawile. I mean, this is fine because now I just come in with the Lanturn here, and it's a Fire Fang Mawile. Oh, they're gonna be doing resistant damage to us, and the moves are going to be getting a while to take to. So this is just a power-up punch. No play rough for this sucker, and in comes the Tentacruel, and from here we should just be able to surf. Acid spray is not going to be enough to KO. Surf from this health range, even though it's resisted, we'll be saying left, right, good night, and GG's to my opponent there. On to the next matchup here. Trevenant into Walrein. Okay, a little bit favorable for Walrein because they can survive the Seed-Bomb, whereas we are going to take massive damage from the Icicle Spear. So I'm going to throw the Seed-Bomb, and I'm going to look to catch a move here after I shield up this Icicle Spear on my Tentacruel. Hopefully I can catch the move, but it's an insta swap and they come into the Pelipper, or not really insta. I was kind of late to it, but I came into the wrong Pokemon because Tentacruel and the should have came into the Lanturn. Then I wouldn't have had to invest the shield here on the Hurricane, because this Hurricane would do devastating damage onto the Tentacruel, but it would have been resisted on the Lanturn. So unfortunately, this is just a Weather Ball, and we are going to be able to get the farm down, but in comes their own Lanturn. But due to our massive energy lead, everybody, we are going to be able to acid spray this thing out of existence. And Lanturn is bulky, but check out the combo play with the Seed-Bomb, making them expend both shields, and they're going to swap back into their Walrein. They are going to get the Icicle Spear off. Left, right, good night, Trevenant. I'm going to come in with my Lanturn, get a nice little farm down. Now that Lanturn did leave with some energy, but we are at full health, so one Thunderbolt is not going to KO us. Our Thunderbolt is going to do some meaningful damage, put it into a range where I can get to a Spark and a Surf, and then come in with my Tentacruel and farm down with the Poison Jab. So Thunderbolt is gonna almost KO us. Look at that, Lanturn's so bulky, surviving two Thunderbolts, everybody. I probably could have made it to the other one, but I come in with Tentacruel, farm down, GG's. On to the next game here. So Trevenant into Trevenant. I'm gonna take a pause here on showcasing to kind of say my take here on the remote raid pricing going up. I think for rule players and people with disability, it is very unfair to adjust the pricing to a whole nother level where it's almost inexpensible, unaffordable to remote raid and get legendaries like everybody else. So me in particular, I do not have a community where I can go out and raid with 5 or 6 people and get those legendary Pokemons. I rely on those remote raids to invite people to my raid so I can finish the raid, get the legendary, get the shiny, and get the XL candy so I can participate in Master League. And when they take remote raiding to a whole nother level like this, where it's either going to make it very hard to do, maybe like once a week for the free one, if you get the free one, I mean, it's very disheartening. And for them to just throw it out there like that without speaking to the community, it's really hard to to fathom this, and I don't think that Brandon Tan or Mystic 7 or any of those high profile YouTubers kind of hit the right points with this, other than Pokédaxy. So Pokédaxy made an amazing video. Props to him. Thank you so much for being the voice of the community. I was gonna make a video on it, but after I seen his, I'm like, I don't need to make one because that was absolutely amazing what he did. So on to the next game here. That's going to be my take on it. I don't think it should be done. I think they should revert the changes, keep the changes back to normal, and everybody can just play how they want to play and not force us to play the way they want us to. But unfortunately, it is Niantic, and they are kind of going to do what they want to do, and we almost get left, right, good night there with a Thunder. Okay, that's it. I'm going to go back to shoutcasting the battles, so thank you for listening to that. And anyway, I know this thing is just running Thunder and Power Up, so there's no need to shield. I'm going to get the full farm down here. I'm going to bait here with the Seed Bomb. Probius incoming. I come in with the Lantern. Out comes the Fire Fang. Mawile. We get to the Thunderbolt before they get to a move. Absolutely amazing. Left, right, good night, Mawile. And it's just a Tropius left. We can take a Leap Blade. These Air Slashes are resisted, and I have 2 shields. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to throw the Thunderbolt. This is going to do some meaningful damage. It is neutral due to that grass typing, and we should be able to get to another one. I am going to shield this up. They built up a lot of energy, and I make a very risky play here, and I'm baiting with the Surf because they have to shield. If this is the Thunderbolt, it's going to knock them out. They do shield. 1 Shadow Claw away to the Shadow Ball, and this is going to be saying left, right, good night. Little bit of a combo play there. Woo! Let's get it. If they no shield that Surf, though, we would have been in trouble. Anyways, hopping into the next match. Amazing lead Lantern into Trevenant. They come in with a Quillfish. Hello, Quillfish. Say hello to the Lantern. I'm not going to shield this. It could be a Shadow Ball, but you know what? We survive. Lantern is bulky. They do get the Acid Spray off, but we get the Thunderbolt off. Left, right, good night. Quillfish. Woohoo! Out comes the Lantern again. Can we make it to another Thunderbolt? Unfortunately, we cannot. We are 2 stages debuff, but we survive. Woo! Let's go. Thunderbolt coming in hot. That's going to be taking the Lantern into the yellow. I come back in with the Trevenant. They come in with the Tentacruel. 2 shield, 2 shield. Doesn't really matter because all I have to do is just go for the Acid Sprays. And when you're 4 stages debuff, Poison Jabs are going to absolutely train wreck you. They go for the Acid Spray themselves. And from here, this should just be a good game, well played, because I go for another Acid Spray. If they go for the Skull, that's not enough to KO us. We do get the Attack Ball, which is quite unfortunate, but we're going to be able to get to the next Acid Spray right now, but they catch on the Lantern. Amazing catch by my opponent. But you know what? That just gives us easier of a farm down for this Trevenant. I'm going to let the circle through. I probably should have shielded that because they could just Acid Spray and hopefully not be able to Poison Jab all the way down, but we should just be able to Shadow Claw them down before they reach 2 moves or 3 moves or whatever. GG's, we just win. Good game. That's going to be the first set of the match, going 4-1 there. On to the next set. So, Lantern into Trevenant. Really good lead. They come into Abomasnow. I come into my Tentacruel. I'm going to shield this up, probably thinking they're going to throw the Energy Ball anyways. I'm going to go for the Scald here just to do some more damage, because if I went for the Acid Spray, I don't think I was going to get to the full farm down before they got to another Energy Ball. So my thinking is that Tentacruel doesn't have a whole lot of play against Lantern, but I can debuff this thing and debuff this thing and do a whole lot of damage in the meantime, and then come in with Trevenant, get a nice farm before whatever wants to come in, and it's a freaking Ferrothorn, and I make the biggest mistake of life not checking the typing before I swap in because I'm a numbskull, and unfortunately we could have made this game a lot closer, and I could have stayed with Trevenant, and Trevenant could have just taken the game home, and I could have had my Lantern on their Lantern, and that, you know, it just would have been a good game from there. They end up shielding the other Thunderbolt, but unfortunately they just have so much energy here. Power Whip is going to do over 40% of our health because Trevenant is not very bulky. I mean, my IVs aren't the best, but still, it's just so unfortunate. Seed Bomb coming through, going to be taking care of that shield. Okay, and now I should have farmed up more energy because the Shadow Ball is going to say almost left, right, good night. 1 Shadow Claw down, and even from there, a Seed Bomb wouldn't have KO'd. It is resisted, and Seed Bomb is pretty Garbosian move. and we're just not quite able to get there. So good game to my opponent there. Misplay on my end, but you know what? We live and we learn. On to the next game here. Trevenant v Trevenant. Okay. I go for the extra Shadow Claw because I just wanted to get the damage off, and I'm thinking, hey, maybe I can just Shadow Claw this thing all the way down. But I go for the Seed Bomb on the CMP tie, knowing my freaking Trevenant is gonna lose, and we go down both shields. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. They come into the Pelipper. Okay, here we go. Shadow Ball coming in. That does massive damage. Out comes a Lanturn, and this is the power of Tentacruel, everybody. I'm going to Acid Spray them once, and hopefully get to a second Acid Spray. Not quite able to get there. Thunderbolt doesn't knock us out. 1 HP in a dream, and they are going to be double debuffed, everybody, and these Shadow Claws are gonna start ripping through them. Look at the Shadow Claw damage. That is just amazing. We come in with the Lanturn, and they're gonna be throwing a Thunderbolt, but like we seen before, Thunderbolt is not very damaging, and Pelipper's just getting shredded, and the opponent goes down to 2 shields. Save him for next game. GG's. On to the next game here. Trevenant and a Tentacruel. So same game plan as the first time we seen the Tentacruel. Gonna build up to 7. I'm gonna throw the Seed Bomb because it's 7 poison jabs to their Acid Spray, and it's 8 to the Skull, then 8 to the Sludge Wave. So Acid Spray they throw, I come in with my own Tentacruel, and again they're staying in here, and they are building up a boatload of energy, and I kind of just want to get damage off on this thing. So I'm gonna throw the Scald here. That does a lot of damage. Get the defense drop. In comes a Ferrothorn, and I'm able to get to this Acid Spray, which is very nice. And I'm gonna go for a second Acid Spray, quadruple debuffing this Ferrothorn. And unfortunately for them, we are going to live this Power Whip, and they're not going to be able to farm down. We get to the Scald, and the Water type is taking out the Grass type. Left, right, good night. Ferrothorn, get some. Oh my gosh. I come in with the Lanturn. I'm going to take the Acid Spray, and then I'm going to swap into my Trevenant, and my opponent top left's 2 shields up. They probably could have maybe fought back pretty hard with that, but either way, we win that one. Amazing lead, Shadow Swampert. Out comes a Wall Rain. In comes the Lanturn. And I throw on CMP tie. I was like, I must have miscounted one. But we do shield up the Earthquake, which is absolutely amazing. Gonna go for the full bubble and then get the farm down. So, left, right, good night, Wall Rain. And probably this Swampert is going to be coming back in. I'm going to get some meaningful damage off here with the Surf. And they're probably gonna, yeah, they're gonna throw the EQ before we get to the next Surf. Right on CMP, good counting by my opponent there. EQ is gonna say left, right, good night, Lanturn. I come in with the Trevenant, and you know what? They are not going anywhere. Hydro Cannon does some nice damage. They come in with their own Trevenant. I'm gonna bait here with the Seed Bomb, expecting them to shield. I'm gonna come in now with my Tentacruel and hope to gosh almighty we don't get baited here. I mean, do we shield? Do we shield? Oh, we shield him. We shield the Shadow Ball. Absolutely. Woo, that was clutch. Acid Spray coming in. And from here, they're over farming, but they over farmed way too much. Since that Acid Spray came through, 1 Shadow Claw takes out the Trevenant. This Seed Bomb is going to be eating away at this Swampert. Left, right, good night. And that's a good game. Well played to my opponent there. Woo! All right, here we go. Hopping into the next match, another Trevenant lead. Let's see if I play this one any different. I know I lose CMP, everybody. I know I do, okay? And this Trevenant's not throwing. But look at the damage. The difference of the IVs, you can definitely see them. So I build up to the back-to-back here. I go for the Seed Bomb. Not quite able to KO, and they no shield. So I can't go down both shields. I'm going to come in with my Tentacruel, get a nice little farm down. And let's see what the opponent brings in. They bring in the Pelipper, and I'm counting here. It's 9 wing attacks, everybody, to the Hurricane. Throwing on CMP is a little bit ridiculous, but I shield the Hurricane up. We get to the Acid Spray, and this does some nice... Oh my gosh, we get the shield, and now I'm going for the Scald. Does this KO the... Oh, we get the second shield. That's okay, and I'm hoping to catch a move here, and they swap into a wall rain, and we're gonna be able to thunderbolt this thing. Not enough to KO, but it's gonna do a lot of damage, enough where I could just farm this thing down where they have to throw energy. Earthquake doesn't one-shot the Lanturn, maybe if it was Shadow, but not today. We have the Surf, we make them throw energy. Hurricane coming in hot, that takes out, and they know the game is over because we acid spray this thing left, right, good night, and that's a good game, well played, and another beautiful 4-1 to get us to veteran rank, everybody. So thank you all so very much for watching. If you were liking the content, please do hit that like button. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I want to thank you all for being so patient with me because I know I haven't posted a video in a while, but I was taking a break, a nice long break for my mental health, hanging out with the family, and I just didn't like the leagues that we're playing on. And again, about this whole remote rating thing, I was really trying to think about what I wanted to do with that. I am going to continue making content for PvP specifically. So if you guys are liking the content, you know, comment if you want to see anything in the future, hit that subscribe button, and like always, I will see everybody in the next video.